Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Drew Haynes here, real estate investor and entrepreneur from the Midwest. On this channel, we'll be going over mainly real estate investing, but I'll be also going over other investing in general, property management, property maintenance, etc. I plan on always showing you the real in real estate, the good, the bad, the ugly. Today we're going to be going over single family rentals versus multifamily rentals and the pros and cons of each. My company currently invests in single family and multifamily and holds both right now. A single family home is just that, a home for a single family. It's your typical house. A multifamily home or rental would be something that a structure that holds more than one family, which is normally like a duplex, triplex, quadplex, apartment buildings. Then we're gonna be multifamily homes. You get the picture. So which one is better? I get asked this a lot, which is why I decided to make this video today. The answer to this question depends on a lot of different factors, like your ability to invest, your exit strategy, your short-term and long-term goals, and many other things. So let's get started breaking all this down. A single family home most of the time is cheaper to get into than a multifamily home. Most single family homes are a cheaper purchase price than a multifamily home. Your typical bank wants 20% down on rentals. So let's say you have a single family home in a market where the average price for a rental is $100,000 for an easy round number. The bank wanting 20% down would be $20,000. Say in the same market, your multifamily is $150,000. The bank will want you to bring $30,000 to the closing. Now there are banks out there that'll let you put less down. I'm just going over like the typical bank, especially when you're getting started. You're gonna want 20% down. There are ways of getting the down payment cheaper too by doing house hacking. House hacking is where you get a mortgage on the property as your primary residence because you plan on living there for over a year. You can do this on your single family and rent out the rooms. You could do this on your duplex and rent out the other side, triplex, rent out the other 2 units. You can do this all the way up to 4 units, a quadplex. After that, you cannot get a normal mortgage on it. You have to go with a commercial mortgage as a rental investment. On a primary residence, if you're going to get a mortgage, there's a lot of stuff out there, especially if you do an FHA, where you can do 3.5% down on the down payment because it's not an investment property per se, and you'd be getting cheaper interest rate than if you went and got an investment loan for a rental. We'll be making another video here soon about house hacking, going into depth on that. I just wanted to kind of touch base on it in this video, why we're going over the single family and multifamily and the down payment part. Now let's talk about cash flow. When I buy homes, most of the time I escrow my taxes and insurance into the payment, so I don't have to make a big payment at the end of the year. It comes out throughout the year, which gives me less cash flow throughout the months, but I don't have to write a big check at the end of the year. Some banks won't even mess with escrow, so it depends on your bank if they're going to do the escrow or not. Ask your current bank that you're using. Like I said, a lot of banks will not do escrow. My bank will, and I actually use it, and glad that I got it. Makes things a lot easier. And based off my current financing, the years I go, the interest rate I get with my escrow, my average taxes and insurance for the year, all broke down to one payment, gives me a real easy formula when I'm going out and looking at properties. I know if I finance them for 15 years, with my average interest, my average taxes on a rental in this area, my average insurance on a rental in this area, I'm looking at right around 1% is what my payment's going to be every month. So let's use the example from before where we took the $100,000 single family home. We bought it as a rental. If I put $20,000 down, I'm financing $80,000. My payment would roughly be $800. Now let's say that single family home in this market rents for $1,000 a month. You have your $1,000 rent minus your $800 in payment. You got $200 cash flow. Pretty simple, right? Now this is before any repairs or anything like that you might occur during the year. Okay, so let's now talk about that $150,000 duplex that we used as an example earlier. We put $30,000 down on it, which means we had to finance $120,000. Our payment is $1,200. Most of the time, a duplex in the same market would bring less per unit. So let's say that they rent out for $850 a side instead of the $1,000 like the single family home. But it's a duplex, so you have 2 units bringing in $850. It's $1,700 a month minus your $1,200 payment. That gives you $500 a month in cash flow. That's before any repairs if you incur any for the month. So all in all, in this example, you'd be out $10,000 more in your down payment, but you're cash flowing $300 more a month every month. Okay, now let's talk about some of the repairs that you might run into and how they affect the single family home or the multifamily home. On the single family homes, in my years in investing, I see that the tenant seems to take better care of it. Not always the case, but for the most part, what we have seen here, tenant takes care of a single family home better than they do the duplex. But once again, there's pros and cons to both the single family and multifamily. Say you have to get a new roof or a new sewer line for one of these units. With the duplex, the roof would cover both units, so both units would have a new roof. You're taking care of 2 rental units with 1 roof. Single family home, if it needs a new roof, you're only taking care of 1 unit. And to be honest, unless the building's just a lot bigger, the duplex roof is really not going to cost much more than the single family home roof. Most time they bid them out by the square, which is a 10 by 10, 10 foot by 10 foot. Not going to cost you a whole lot more for a duplex than a single family home. And you're, like I said, you're taking care of 2 units. Okay, what about a vacancy? If a single family home goes vacant, you got 100% vacancy. If that duplex went vacant, you got 50% vacancy, unless both people move out of the duplex. If your single family home tenant moves out, you're 100% vacant. And if you don't get someone in there, soon you'll be making 100% of that $850 payment. If someone moves out of the duplex, you still have the $850 coming from the other side. So you'd only have to come up with $350 to make your payment. That hurts a little less. From my experience, you'll normally have a higher turnover in multifamily also. A multifamily unit is normally more to manage. So you're making more money every month, cash flow wise, normally, but you're having to work way harder for that money. Another thing you gotta think about too is like a duplex. Most time I have people mow our multifamily units, because it's hard to make the tenant mow them and where the property line is for them. So it's easier just to have someone mow your units. That's another overhead cost that you consume with multifamily. You have to have them sprayed more for pests because you have multifamily in there versus a single family. All my multifamily units, we provide trash for them. Normally have a dumpster out front that they can use or somewhere next to the building. The single family homes, they provide their own trash. I would have to say 90% of our property maintenance calls come from multifamily, or just calls in general. They're calling complaining that someone parked in their spot, or the unit next door is playing music loud, or their child cried all night, kept them up. I don't get these type of calls from single family normally. Then let's look at like our exit strategy. Say you're been doing this for several years and you're ready to retire, and now you're ready to sell off your rental. A single family home can be sold to almost anybody. Investors, people just looking for a house, almost anybody can buy a single family home. You can also normally get full market value on a single family home, especially in today's market. People will bid over what you're asking. But what about multifamily? Well, most of the time you're going to be selling your multifamily to strictly an investor. So you cut your buying pool down by a large amount. And working with investors and being an investor, last thing I want to do is pay top dollar for an investment property. Our whole goal is to make money. Not saying that I won't, not saying that I haven't, but I'd much rather get a better deal. And a lot of investors won't buy it unless they can get it for 20% under market. You don't have that problem with a single family home, but you're going to run into that problem a lot with a multifamily when you go to sell. So there you have it. There's some pros and cons of the single family versus the multifamily. I personally like single family better, but multifamily still has a place in our portfolio and we still buy multifamily. I just like the appreciation value of a single family more than I do the multifamily, and it's more passive income. So when you're getting started, multifamily definitely is something to think about if you're willing to put in the time and the work, because it is going to be more work, but you can cash flow better. And I got some other videos about how to raise appraisal values and stuff on multifamily a lot easier. Need to watch them. So don't just take my advice on single family, multifamily. Like I said, there's pros and cons to both, but we like single family better just because of certain advantages that they have. If you like today's video, please like and comment down below. Subscribe. We're trying to build this channel up. I'm trying to bring you the best advice I can so that I'm not wasting your time. This takes a lot of time on my day to do, but I actually enjoy doing it, and hopefully you guys are learning from it. Leave a comment down below on what you would like to learn. We'll try to give you a shout out. Hope you guys make the best of this video. Thanks for watching.
Can you hear the